What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PickSix podcast, CBS Sports Daily NFL podcast. I'm Will Brinson. I'm your host. It is time to preview a thrilling Monday night affair between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. To do so, joining me from the Sportsline Casino headquarters. Just kidding. Larry Hartstein, what's up, buddy? I do love the Sportsline background though, because you and Kenny, I think Kenny White has it too, and I always see it. And I actually think you were in a sports book, so it is a well-designed backdrop.
Just don't look too closely at the players who are there, because a lot of them, like Case Keenum, does not play for the Broncos anymore, but supposed to get a new backdrop pretty soon.
Nice. Well, it has to be better than mine. Also, I'm wearing a completely ratty shirt. This shirt I got my first day of college in 1999. The shirt is older than most NFL players.
Wow.
Pretty disgusting.
It still works.
Yeah, absolutely. My wife wants to throw it out. I'm like, no, get lost. Anyway, it's like the Bengals. They want to throw them out, but it's not going to work. We have a terrible game on tap. Well, it's not a terrible game. So if the Bengals manage to win this game, Ryan Wilson has to get a Ryan Finley tattoo somewhere on his body. That would be awesome. It's probably not going to happen. I'm guessing that you will not be picking the Bengals. When we look at the odds at William Hill, the Steelers are settled in as 14-point favorites. The over 40.5. Not exactly a thrilling affair set up in Cincinnati. The Bengals plus 700 to win, 7-1 to win.
Well, crazier things have happened. I mean, like we saw yesterday. So yeah,
right.
So I'm rooting for that Ryan Wilson scenario that you guys discussed on the pod. But yeah, I think the only way to look in this game is under. I mean, the Bengals have not scored more than 10 points on offense in 5 straight. The Steelers are averaging under 16 points a game in 3 straight. And you know this crazy Mike Tomlin stat: when laying 6 or more on the road, 14 straight unders. And
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and it's come through 3 times this year already with the Giants, Jags, and Cowboys, which barely stayed under by a point. But yeah, I mean, it goes to, they just want to win. And today they really want to try to run the ball. They can't run the ball, but they still want to try. So, I mean, I think 27-10, something like that.
Yeah. Even before Joe Burrow got injured, they played Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh and still scored just 10 points. And I think there is some narrative factor here in the sense that the Steelers have now lost 2 straight. People are questioning them. I mean, I'm guilty as charged. I'm putting them behind the Colts, Bills, maybe even the Titans. I just feel like they're heading in the wrong direction. I think Mike Tomlin knows all that. I think he's heard people say publicly that the Steelers have lost their physicality, that they can no longer run. And I think that he and Randy Fichtner will come into this game, Larry, with the idea being, we are going to pound the crap out of the Bengals. We are not going to be this finesse team. We are going to be whatever the idea of your dad's Steelers is. And we are going to mash the ball down the Bengals' throats and feed James Conner and Benny Snell. I just feel like that's how they're going to go. And they want to play great defense. Ryan Finley, as Paul, our friend of the program, Paul Diener with The Athletic, has pointed out, who covers the Bengals, when Ryan Finley's under center, it looks like the Bengals offensive linemen hate him and like want him to suffer physical harm. Now that's obviously not the case, but it's a good, it is hard to find a path where even if the Bengals keep this close, that there's a lot of points scored and that it's not just Pittsburgh ramming the ball down their throats and seeing if they can pop off some runs.
Yeah, the thing you worry about, as an under player is the scoop and score, the sack fumble, the pick six. Let's just have one of those tonight. I think we could still go under with one of those.
just don't score twice, Minka Fitzpatrick. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that is the only way to look if you are betting on the side or the total. But there are player props out there that I think are interesting. Obviously, I think listeners can assume that I will be looking towards some of the rushing props. What will you be looking towards in terms of props, Larry?
Even though I love the under, I'm looking at Deontay Johnson because this guy got benched for most of the first half after 2 more drops. He has 12 on the year. Nobody else has more than 8. But then he came back in the second half. He caught 3 balls. He played well. They've been talking him up all week. I mean, the guy leads the team in targets. They need him. And he's averaged over 12 targets the last 5 games, even though he sat out that half. And I just think his receiving, he went for 6 and 116 the first time these teams played. And his number is only 63.5. So I'm going over on him. I mean, that could be 2 plays for him. So I just think they really have been boosting him in Big Ben. They want to reestablish his confidence. So that's my top prop.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great call. Look, he's dropped everything recently, and they need to get him more involved. They need him to have confidence going into the playoffs. If he's not playing well, and this game is a slump buster. That's all it is. It is 2 a.m. at the bar, and the Steelers need to take something home. They need to seal the deal here, and I think they're going to be able to do it pretty easily. I like James Conner over rushing attempts at William Hill is 11.5. Now he has to play. He is questionable, but I really would be surprised if they didn't put him out there and let him run the ball 15 times, try to get him to like 75 yards, show that they can be physical in the run game, and then bring in Benny Snell and Anthony McFarland after that. I mean, I know that they've been so bad at run blocking, and I think they want to show everybody that they can do it. Like, there's no benefit to Big Ben throwing the ball 50 times here. So I would also look under on Big Ben passing attempts at 39.5. They haven't, I mean, he's been way over that most of the season, but I think, again, I just think that's what they want to do. Now, if the Bengals show up and give him a game, he'll probably go over that. I just don't think the Bengals are going to do that.
You know, they've averaged under 4 yards a carry. I think it's like 7 straight or 8 straight weeks. And even in this matchup, James Conner was like 20 for 44, or the Steelers were like 20 for 44 rushing last time. It was embarrassing, but the Bengals run defense has started to give way. And I think they will have a little bit more success. I like this Bengals runner, Travion Williams, I believe is from A&M. He's a second-year player. He got 15 touches last week. And, I just think they're going to give him a chance and see what they have. And his total number is only 25.5 total yards. He had 12 rushes and 3 carries last week. So it's a 3-headed monster back there, and you don't know, but they've been talking him up. So I think he could get certain.
Let's settle down on monster. It's Samaje Perine, the lead back for the 2020 Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's crazy. I think you could look for him. Certainly we'll talk about it in DFS too. The one thing that does worry me is you look at the last matchup, and Big Ben went 27 of 46 for 333 and 4 touchdowns. And they just bludgeoned them. But I mean, do you buy into what I'm saying? The idea that they want to try to show something different on offense? Because I just feel like it plays to that Mike Tomlin road big favorite under too.
Oh yeah, I mean, physicality is the word of the week, and they've been talking about their identity and a lot of like soul searching. Like, who are we? Are we the Pittsburgh Steelers anymore? So yeah, we're gonna see them try, and I think they will be able to do it a little bit better. But I don't think they're gonna go off for 5 yards a carry.
No, I don't either. And so maybe the plan of attack then, and like again, I like all the rushing total overs. But maybe the plan of attack is to go carry over, to go over on the carries. Wait and see. Obviously, you need Conner to be active. He only had 15 carries the last time, or 13 carries the last time these two teams played. But that'll get you to the 11.5. So I think make sure Conner's active. And then I think you can hit Conner over, Snell over, and maybe even dabble in some McFarland over, just because I expect that they're going to just run the ball a ton. And if it's just completely unsuccessful, then maybe they let Big Ben throw. But, I just can't imagine a scenario. As you point out, all these buzzwords are there. So unless the Bengals give them a game, they're just not going to abandon the run, in my opinion. I was looking at anytime TD score too. I don't hate James Conner at plus 100. I think he should probably be minus 125. So I think there's some value there. Eric Ebron at plus 175. You're getting almost 2-1. I could easily, we talk about how bad they are in the run game. It's easy to see them getting into the red zone and doing some play action where Ben throws to Ebron. He's been one of his favorite targets in the red zone. And I guess I don't really hate Benny Snell at plus 175 either. If we're assuming, late game, not even a jailbreak, just grinding out a score late in this game. This all plays into the idea that, again, the Steelers are going to sort of bludgeon the Bengals 27-3 or 27-7.
I like those, especially the Bengals have really been bad against tight ends the last 3 weeks, 21 catches, like 280 yards and a touchdown. Yeah. So it could be a nice game for Ebron.
All right. With that in mind, let's talk about some DFS. When you look at this game, I think I saw Cody Main of Establish a Run tweet out. He's like, and a lot of sharp DFS players will tell you, like Mike McClure tells you, He hates playing defenses. He doesn't like playing defenses. I would bet that the Steelers are like 90%. The Steelers DST is 90% drafted in this spot, and like 50. I wouldn't be surprised if they're upwards of like 50% captained. And it makes total sense because if you think the Bengals won't be able to score, and we might if you get a defensive touchdown from the Steelers, you have to have them as a captain, or else you're not going to cash big.
Yeah, I mean, I think every lineup is going to have either that or Big Ben as the captain and the Steelers defense. I mean, I don't see the other ways.
I mean, I think you could do something where you assume that, like you could you go Benny Snell as captain? I think you could. I'm trying to find Snell on here. How did I miss Snell as captain? Yeah, I mean, you need to see what Connor's status is. Connor's only 9,900 for the captain price, and Benny Snell is 9,300. Big Ben 17,700. Deontay Johnson 15,300. Juju 15,000. Joe Mixon's on IR. I don't know why he's that high. Claypool 12,900. Tyler Boyd 12,600. Finley 1,200 even. The Steelers defense 10,800. So you could go. I mean, the only concern I guess I have with this thing is that the Bengals have talented pass catchers. Like Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, AJ Green is not terrible.
Yeah, T. Higgins has at least 4 catches in 10 of his last 11 games.
Yeah.
So
now this is Finley's first start, right? Because they went to Brandon Allen after Joe Burrow got injured. So we'll be curious to see. I think he glommed on to AJ Green a lot last year when he played, but obviously T. Higgins wasn't on the team. Maybe they want to get Higgins more reps. Is there anybody, are you just going Steelers and then grab one Bengals player and hope that it's the right Bengals player to get?
Yeah, that's what I was going with. Steelers. Big Ben, Steelers, D, Connor, Ebron, Deontay, and T. Higgins.
Okay.
I think you can fit.
Yeah, let's see.
Or either Connor or Ebron. Connor or Ebron.
You can go Steelers defense as your captain. Connor, Snell, Ebron, Big Ben, and T. Higgins. I don't hate that at all. I mean, that's sort of the game script that we're looking at here. I think that'll probably be chalky. It leaves you 1,400 on the table, though. So, I guess it won't be completely chalky. And if for some reason Connor missed, you could obviously sub in. Oh, goodness. You can get anybody you want because Connor is a little, outside of Deontay or Juju. I just have a hard time envisioning a scenario where the pass catchers are heavily involved outside of Deontay Johnson, maybe.
Yeah. Juju will probably get the 5 or 6 for 40.
Right. Yeah.
Game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really not an exciting slate, but a lot of those Bengals guys could get a lot of catches in comeback mode.
Right. That would be the argument for going with the Bengals is maybe you build it where you have you have James Conner as captain, or if he's inactive, Benny Snell as captain. And then you have Bengals pass catchers coming back because they won't be highly owned. Most people will go with the Steelers defense and Ben Roethlisberger, and you assume that they build a lead and then the Bengals, catch passes late in the game and you somehow storm back and win money. Like you say, not an exciting slate. Easy to get everybody in, especially if you go with the Steelers defensive captain. If you go with Big Ben as captain, maybe you have to pay down a little bit, but you can add some of those Bengals players. If you believe it's going to be a shootout or a higher scoring affair than Larry and I do, you got plenty of options to be contrarian. If you think the Bengals are going to win and Wilson gets that Ryan Finley tattoo, you got plenty of contrarian options as well. So make sure and test that out and go to sportsline.com/join. Use promo code. What do you want to use, Larry? Promo code.
Use Edge for our new podcast. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. And make sure to check out the Early Edge with Jonathan Coachman, a daily podcast with some of the best handicappers on the planet, breaking down the best bets every single day. It's an awesome show so far.
Yeah, we're really heating up on that show. Having a lot of great days on that show. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's like 2-in-1 worst case every day.
And it's a little different format than some of the podcasts that you host. We're under 10 minutes. Today was 8 minutes. You make a point, you give a best bet, and you're out.
Who all was on today?
It was me, Mike McClure, and Coach.
Okay, and what? Give us a teaser on the best bets.
So we both like the under 40.5. We gave out college hoops. We gave out the bowl game, and we gave out props. Mike.
Whoa! So there's like 9 picks in there, right? So go check out the early. Yeah. All right, but there's a lot of picks to be had. So go check
It
out
was
the
like
early
8
edge.
picks in 8 minutes or something like that.
8 picks in 8 minutes. And with you and McClure, there should be some winners. So go check that out. You can subscribe to it wherever you get your podcast. Good call. Otherwise, I would have missed that promo. Larry, as always, buddy, thanks, man.
Anytime.